Hello everyone, my name is Arya J. Kursarkar and I am a legal intern at Lexen Company. I am also a student of 4th year BLB from GR Kare College of Law, Margao, Goa under Goa University. Today I am going to be talking on the topic of mandatory injunction and when it can be refused. The purpose of making this video is to spread awareness about the provision of mandatory injunction under Specific Relief Act 1963 and when it can be refused. So, Section 39 of the Act, which is the Specific Relief Act 1963, says that when to prevent the breach of an obligation, it is necessary to compel the performance of certain acts which the court is capable of enforcing. The court may, in its discretion, grant an injunction to prevent breach complained of and also to compel performance of the requisite acts. There is no rule which prevents the court from granting a mandatory injunction where the injury sought to be restrained has been completed before the action is commenced. Section 39 of the Specific Relief Act enumerates as under: mandatory injunction when to prevent the breach of an obligation. It is necessary to compel the performance of certain acts which the court is capable and enforcing. The court may, in its discretion, grant an injunction to prevent the breach of complained of and also to compel performances of requisite acts. Injunction is a specific order of the court forbidding the commission of a wrong threatened or the continuance of a wrongful course of action which had already begun. Its primary purpose is preserving matters in status quo. It never assumes finality to dispose of the rights. A mandatory injunction forbids the defendant to permit the continuance of a wrongful state of things that already exist at the time when the injunction is issued. The purpose of mandatory injunction is thus to restore a wrongful state of things in their former rightful order. The relief by way of mandatory injunction is discretionary, so it is the discretionary remedy. The court will weigh the amount of substantial mischief done or threatened to the plaintiff and compare it with the defendant in the event of grant of injunction. In Sham Nagar Jute Factory versus Ram Narayan, it was held that in the matter of granting relief of mandatory injunction, the grant of relief is to be judged on the footing alone of the action of the party sued against in the lawful, but on the other consideration, namely whether the plaintiff could be adequately compensated or whether the grant of injunction was necessary to do justice or not, which was held in Baladin Yadav versus Ram Dular. The relief of interlocutory mandatory injunctions are granted generally to preserve or restore the status quo or the last non-contested status which preceded the pending controversy until the final hearing, when full relief may be granted, or to compel the undoing of an act that has been illegally done, or the restoration of that which was wrongfully taken from the party complaining. But since the granting of such an injunction to the party who fails or would fail to establish his rights at the trial may cause great injustice and irreparable harm to the party against whom it was granted, alternatively not granting of it to the party who succeeded may equally cause great injustice or irreparable harm, courts have evolved certain guidelines. So injunction, when can it be refused? Section 41 of the Act provides that injunction when refused, an injunction cannot be granted to restrain any person from prosecuting judicial proceeding pending in the institution of the suit in which the injunction is sought, unless such restraint is necessary to prevent a multiplicity of proceedings. To restrain any person from instituting or prosecuting any proceedings in a court not subordinate to that from which the injunction is sought. Then to restrain any person from applying to any legislative body, to restrain any person from instituting or prosecuting any proceedings in the criminal matter, to prevent the breach of contract, the performance of which would be specifically enforced. So please do like, share, subscribe and comment on my video, and do like and subscribe to my channel LexClick, and make sure to press the bell icon to get notifications when we post a video. Also please give me a feedback on this video and previous videos which you can see on this YouTube channel. Also, if you have any questions related to this video or any previous videos, please post it in the comment section below. I will reply as soon as possible. Lastly, this video doesn't solicit any type of promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of the Bar Council of India, and the sole purpose of making this video is for educational purposes only. Thank you.